Hello and welcome back. It's puzzle time with Sudoku Sleuth, and today we're going to be playing Roman baths. Now, it might not necessarily seem that obvious, but today it's actually an oil and water continuation, which is why I'm sort of trying to attempt to mix both oil and water in a Roman bath. So Sleuth here showing his time traveling skills once again, now in a Roman bath, standing to the side, where I imagine there will be a few I guess, treats for the visitors. Got grapes, figs, and an amphora of oil. Now, I'm not entirely sure that they would actually have a flat base, and therefore I don't know if you can actually put it on top of a tray, but that's what I've got given here. Anyhow, I'm excited for the return of oil and water. Let's take a look at today's puzzle. So, you're going to be familiar with some of the rules, but I'm kind of wondering how am I actually going to play it today, because essentially I have two sets of competing colors and letters. I'm not actually sure. Let's walk you through the rules. Hopefully you'll understand my confusion. So normal Sudoku rules apply. That means place the digits 1 to 9 once each in every row, column, and 3 by 3 box. Then we have digits in cages do not repeat. You're going to have to remember this because in the last oil and water, that was quite important to disambiguate and actually solve the puzzle. So each cage is either full of oil, which are even digits. Obviously, oil kind of, we'll come back to the floating and mixing and all of that in a second. So, each cage is either full of oil, let's say, hang on, 2, 4, for example. These will be two even digits. Full of water could be entirely made up of odd digits, or a mix of both. In all cases, each row within a cage is just one type. It's either oil and water. So let's think about this one here. These two cells, because they're at the same level, have to be the same type. So I could do 1, 9, for example, in here. That would be fine. And the most important bit is oil floats on water. So even digits will always be in rows above odd digits in mixed cages. So given that's, essentially water because it's odd at the top here, that's clearly going to have to be another odd digit from like 3, 5, and 7. I can't have 6 or 8 in here, otherwise oil is sinking beneath water, and that doesn't really happen in real life. Then we have digits separated by an X must sum up to 10. So, for example, these two cells have to sum up to 10. I was kind of very deliberate. These two cells have to sum up to 10. So this is 2 or 4. This would have to be 6 or 8, as an example. Digits separated by a V must sum up to 5. So these two cells, for example, have to sum up to 5. If that was a 2, this would have to be a 3 to make sure they sum up to 5. And obviously that continuation with the X's, that would be 8 to make it 10. That would be 7 to make it 10. Now, all possible X's and V's are shown. So that means, for example, that 8 can't have a 2 in here because that would be an X. That would be 10 without an X. Can't have a 3 in here because that would be 5 without a V. So negative constraints do apply for X's and V's. Last but not least, we have digits separated by a white dot are consecutive and not all possible dots are shown. So no negative constraints for that single white Kropke dot. If that cell here is a 1, it would have to be a 2. If that cell here was a 2, this would have to be 1 or 3 to make sure that it is indeed consecutive. So, that's all the rules we have for today. So if you fancy enjoying a bath in that nice clean Roman bath that was there, link will be in the description down below as usual for you to play along. Make sure you come dressed in a toga for this particular occasion. And with that said, I'm going to restart the clock and see how I get on. And my dilemma here is how am I going to color this? So typically when I come to X and V's, I tend to use greens, blues, and reds, and grays actually for 5s. And when I use oil and water, I typically use green for oil, blue for water. And here I am struggling on what to do. Just because of the sheer number of X's and V's, I think it'll be more fruitful to start with that. And then potentially halfway through, I'm actually going to have to start thinking about different colors. So let's give this a go. This is a V. It has to be a low digit. I'm going to use blue for low digits, green for the other low digits, such as this one here. I've got 2 cells that add up to 5. This cell has to be another set that adds up to 5. 2 cells that add up to 5 can only be 1, 4, or 2, 3. So essentially, this is going to be one of them. Let's say it's 1, 4. Therefore, this one has to be 2, 3. I can't have another set of 1, 4. Which makes this one here blue. Means that blue, you can see that already, has to be in the bottom row in box 8. And because there are no V's, they have to be separated as such. Excellent. Negative constraints already applying. That does mean all of these are kind of large digits. I'm going to go for red for now. Red again. This has to be green and red because I've already got 2 blues. That can't be the green because there's 2 of them looking at it. That's green. That's red. That's all of my low digits done in here. That can't be another green. We'll figure out what that is. Greens in this box. There's 1 in here and 1 in there. Lovely. Green in column 5 means that this has to be blue. These have to be red. Can I do better? Yes, this has to be green because there's already 1 in the column, a blue one. That has to be red. Green in here means that this has to be blue, and these are red again. Not sure what this is actually. And we have no more V's. Right. Sorry, I should lose this before it confuses me. Where am I going to go from here? I am going to use some letters. So what I'm going to do is essentially label the blues as A and D. And I'm going to use consistent counterparts for each of these whenever I come across an X. So D will be with F, A will be with I, this will be B, this will be C, this will be B because I've already placed C. B will always have an H next to it. This is, well, this is actually easy. This is I, because if this is A, D, this will be F, and you can see that would conflict. So that's A, that's I, that's D. Don't know what these are just yet. Don't know what this is. It'll be I or F, and then back to A or D. Need a green digit in here because I've already got 2 blues. I'll figure that out later. A and D. Again, I here actually helps. So that's got to be F, that's D, that's A, that's I. So letters is proving fruitful. If this is an A, I would have to put an I, which would conflict. So that's D, that's F, that's A, that's I. This is B, C with H and G. What else do I know? I know you can see that. It's one of the reasons why the letters are quite helpful. That, you know, Sudoku means that F has to be in these 2 cells, but this one says it's in here. And because there is no X between these 2 cells, that can't be D. That's A, that's D, that's F, that's D. I did that correctly, didn't I? Think so. Yeah. Right. Reds, that's another F. Making good progress here. A's, A's, A's in one of 2 cells in here. Do I know what these are? Not sure yet. I know that the remaining letters are E and G. Sorry, I'm taking a moment here. Right, I'll tell you why this is interesting now. So I'm going to take a small pause for a second and talk about parity. Now, if you think about these X's for a second, you always need to have a low digit and a high digit, and they're always going to be the same parity. 1 and 9, 2 and 8, 3 and 7, 4 and 6. Even goes with even, odd goes with odd. That's the opposite if you're trying to add up to 5. 1 and 4, 2 and 3, they're always going to be mixed. So what am I trying to say in here? C and B are of different parities. A and D are of different parities. However, How? No, no, however. There you go, Sleuth, pay attention. Right, what was oil again? Oil floats and oil is even digits. D is even. Obviously, because this is a V, it's vertical. Water is at the bottom. Oil is at the top. So I'm going to use, don't use oil if it's purple. But purple is going to be even. Orange is going to be odd. And that helps me immensely because I now know that D and F everywhere are even. Therefore, you can see on the same row, H is even and B is even. And therefore, H is even again in here. So all of these are even. All of these are now odd. B, yeah, odd, odd, odd. And then this doesn't matter because you can see that even the oil is floating on top of water, which is odd, and these two are odd. So E and G actually works. I can't differentiate them. So it was quite a distraction, but not a very fruitful one because it didn't actually help me move forward. But I do get some progress on the oil and water front, not just X's and V's. Right. Let's think about this now. So this can't be DF, we know that. It could be A and I, B, C, and G. There's so many options. How am I going to disambiguate this? So this cell here, we know it's not low. Can't have a high digit, not go through 5 to get to a low digit. And I need E, G, and C. That's the remaining digits that I have in here. Letters, I should say. E, G, C. This can't be C. We've already established why. This is not C either. That's the only place for C, which gives me B, gives me C, gives me G. More orange digits. This is even. This has to be even. And let me just think about this. So the remaining even digits I have not placed is H, which this can't be. But it could also be F or D. So this is D or F. Can't determine which it is just yet. Can I? No. I mean, I could do a bit of Sudoku. D is not in any of these cells. D can't be here next to the A. So D is in there. D, I may as well take the corner pencil marks. No D's, no D. How am I doing for time? Sorry about this. I may be late to something I need to take care of. Pardon me. No. Got another 10 minutes or so before I need to take care of something, then I'm back. That D means this is... I'm going to lose track of colors at some point, but I'm going to keep going since it's bearing fruit, so to speak. I'm going to say this has to be odd, doesn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4. This has to be an E. Otherwise, I'm going to end up with oil beneath water, and that would break everything. And then these two are purple. And they are from, not just from DF, but H as well. This is H or F. Okay. All of these need to be orange. Let's just keep that in mind. We only have 1 and 1. Not very helpful. How am I making progress in here? Tricky puzzle. This has to be orange again. This is orange. So I've got 3 oranges. Actually, more importantly, I've got 4. No, that's orange again. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 oranges. So I've got 1 of each in here. This can be odd, of course. It could also be even. If this is even, this will end up being BH, B here. Right, let's just think about X's for a second. I haven't really done all of them, so let's do that. So this could be B with an H. That works. If this could be C and G, doesn't it? No, this has to be even. Sleuth, pay attention. That is even. And if it's even, I can't have C down here and a G up there, or reverse, in fact. So this has to be B and H, and this is green as well. This is, right, all of them are done. These are all oranges, that's fine. And therefore we have EGC left in here in the row. C can't be there, C can't be here, next to the B. So C is in one of these. I'm missing an A, and no, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I've got C, E, G, A. What letter am I missing? I. I, that's I. That's another C, E, G. It's not C, it's E, G. And this I is orange, and therefore this is another orange. It's not A or I, or C for that matter. So it could be, oh, it's E or G. Don't know what it is yet. That's even, that can be odd. Very likely is actually. Yes, this has to be odd because that's odd, right? That's another one. This has to be odd, it's in the same row. And therefore my fourth even is in here. That's H. And this is CEG. Are any of them an issue? No. The C is not touching anything, and the G is not touching the C. Don't know. Not sure I'm going to disambiguate these just yet. H in here gives me an F up there. Is that fair? I think so. That means this is a DF pair. No, that means this is D, and this is H. And these two are high. This is blue. D's got to be in here. Just Sudoku. And that's all the D's done, in fact. That's D done. That can't be an A anymore because that has to be even. It's in the same level. Therefore, that's A, that's I, and that's I again. This has to be even, and it can't be D, F, or H. It is, in fact, a B. Don't need white in here. Sorry, the colors is the only thing that's going to sort of keep my sanity in here, so I'm going to be a little bit pedantic about this to try and keep track of everything that's going on. Otherwise, it will get extremely messy. E.g., what is this? So I've got another odd digit, surely. No. I need an even digit. This, yes, this has to be even because that's even. So that's the even digit. That's H. High. These two are EG. I don't know which is which again. These two cells, therefore, are odd. And they are A and C. Don't have anything to disambiguate them. Odd can't float on top of even. That's got to be odd again. C, G, A, and I. That, I think, leaves me with E. There's nothing else left. That's so the only one that I have missing now from this setup is a G. Which is not in any of these. G is in one of these two. Joint with, we know this, an F. The F gives me an F in here, and therefore G in here. That makes all of this odd. Have I broken something? No, that's four evens. That's odd too, therefore. It can't be a CG, because I've already used the G. So this is the C, and this is A, which can only be in here, and I. And sorry, again, I am going to need to color to keep my sanity. These are red. This is blue. This is green, green, green. That's A. What's going on in here? Come on. So I'm missing H and B. They both seem fine to me. I'm not quite seeing the problem, actually. Maybe something will later come along and disambiguate it for me. Hopefully. So B can't touch C, which is not, and H can't touch B, which is not. Okay, hopefully something else will come along. So 1, 2, 3. I need an even digit in here because I've already got 1, 2, 3, 4 odd. That's got to be odd. That's got to be even. It's B or H again. And this is, there's a lot of options in here. It's C, E, or G. Yeah. Too many options. 3 evens, sorry, 3 odds, 3 evens. I've got another B or H in here. This has to be odd, it's on the same level. This can be even, and these two could be. No, these two can't be even. It's on the same row, so if that's even, that would make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's odd. That's even. Therefore, this is the B, because it's not H. B, H, B, H. Then we're back to CEGs in here. I'll try and disambiguate them in a second. Sorry, I'm just trying to do a few too many things. Let me just color. This will be red. This will be green. This will be red again. Right, what's going on in here? This can't be a C next to a B. That's lovely. That's kind of the end of the constraint, isn't it? This has to be odd. It is not A or I. We're back to more CEGs. Lovely. This is odd. Therefore, this is odd. It's not A or I. It's another CEG. It's not C. That's EG. That's creating a pair. This has to be even and a B. That's the last B. A's are, that's the last A. C is proving very tricky. C can't be next to B. So C is in one of two places. C is just proving to be extremely tricky for some reason. And it's not next to B. Maybe with the G we'll be able to do something. That's not E. This is CG. It's orange, orange. 3 oranges. This has to be on the same level. 4 oranges. Unfortunately, let's take a look at the columns. 1, 2, 3. That's got to be an even. And it's got to be F. That's orange. And it's not A or C. Can't be I. This is another EG. That's I. I. This is another CEG. It's not G. This is C or E. This is not G either. Right. Nearly there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's got to be even. It is H, I think. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 evens. That's got to be odd. And we've got A and I. It's back to this CEG mystery. Right, let's see if we can disambiguate some of these things now. I'm sure we can. So the only constraints is C and G cannot be next to one another. That's the main thing we need to point out to. And B cannot be next to a C, such as here. So that's EG, that's C, that's E, that's G, that's C, that's G, E, G, C, G, E, 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 G, C, C, E, and G. Lovely. Oh, hang on. This is what will help us, that crocky dot at the top is what will help us basically settle everything. Can't select that one. No. Let's try that again. Thank you. Have I colored everything? Kind of. No white in here, no white in there. Right, and this is, like I said, what will help us settle everything. That E gives me G and E, and therefore we know that F is 6, and we can do the whole lot from here. What a fantastic puzzle, Blobz. It's a lovely fusion. Right, let's do that first. That is 5, 6, 4. Therefore we know B is 2 because it's even. H as a result is 8. 2 goes with 3 and 7, and therefore 1. If I've not made any mistakes, 9 for the finish. What an absolutely phenomenal Blobz. It is, once again, genius. Hope that you guys enjoyed it. Very colorful grid from me. I almost never create something this colorful, but I think I was sort of forced to do this way. We'll be very interested in your comments. Hope that you guys enjoyed the puzzle and the video, and to see you back for the next one. Bye-bye for now.